Hello all, I'm here to talk about the final few steps of implementing the electronic prior authorization. So far, we talked about what a prior authorization is all about, what is an electronic prior authorization, what are the benefits of implementing an electronic prior authorization, what is the industry standard of the electronic prior authorizations and the HL7 standards for implementation guides involved, the components of electronic prior authorizations and the steps involved. And now there might be a big question in the mind of the payers to see, okay, all these things are good, but what does it require for me to go ahead and start implementing this electronic prior authorization? So I'm here to talk about that step where to give a fine tip to the payers to see what are all the stuff that they need to go ahead and start implementing this electronic prior authorization. The payers have to have an identity service that is compliant with the smart on-fire technology. And also, the payer should be able to go ahead and integrate with the provider's EMR EHR system that is required for the payers to go ahead and retrieve information about the patient or about the encounters from the provider's EMR EHR system. Also, the payer in their house needs to have a fire server for storing the structured fire resources like patient, about the provider direct information on all that stuff so that they can come to a conclusion about the electronic prior authorization request. They need to have technical skills in their talent pool to write and understand the CDS services and the CDS hooks technologies. The payers also should be whitelisting the providers that doesn't require prior authorization so that the whole transaction can be cut short as an auto action rule, meaning for any automatic approvals for the rules that the payer has, they can probably whitelist that rules to the providers. Also, the payer has several medical policy guidelines, and those medical policy guidelines needs to be converted as rules, and you need a SQL generator for the payers to convert those medical policy guidelines into a SQL library. And finally, they need to have a questionnaire generator. So these rules have to be converted into questionnaire in the payer's perspective and sent it back to the providers so that these questionnaires can be responded back by the providers with automated filling, and then a decision can be made on these. So these are the technical components that the payer required to have for them to go ahead and start implementing the electronic prior authorization process. Thank you.